I mean, some of this is, gory, and some of it is just gory-esque. Like, that's strictly gory. That's literally that urn. But an image like this is just sort of in that world. That urn is right out of a gory image, and the fact that the little girl's legs are sort of cut off, but there's no upper torso is a gory idea. It's not exactly from a specific image. This landscape and this sort of clouds, those costumes are lifted straight from Gorey. They were just, the idea of an obelisk, we broke the obelisk because since it's a square format, I don't know, it just seemed like it would fit in better. There was something, but those veils and those hats were just pretty much just taken from a gory image and made real. We found that hand, that giant hand, is a prop in a prop house. There's a giant hand, I think, pointing down in one of Gorey's images, but this particular prop worked better just lying on the ground. So, the image of the vulture is taken from an old daguerreotype. So it is a mix of images. I believe that giant kind of abstract painting is a Gorey image with the chair in front of it, with the little bench in front of it. I love the way the light catches the gilt frame there. This kind of contraption behind Trent is taken from another old photograph. That topiary is obviously lifted straight out of a Gorey image. There's a certain influence of Kubrick's The Shining in here. I always wanted to have someone singing with condensation coming out of their mouth, just because it's a way to see the singing, and it seemed to suit this. There is sort of a narrative to this, but it's completely fractured. It doesn't have to really make sense, and I don't know all the details, but you don't know whether he killed this little girl or he loved this little girl, whether the girl is a relation, and so there's an innocence to it, or whether it's something more perverse. This idea of the absinthe is sort of the connecting piece between the old world and the new world. He's singing about a perfect drug, which I think he's really singing about love, but making that drug absinthe is the thing that allows me to connect to this sort of late 19th century or early 20th century kind of universe. And this is sort of the absinthe nightmare. It's like a percussion solo. I thought it really lent itself to lightning, so we made it green lightning, like it's a bad absinthe trip. In each setup, we did kind of a lightning thing. This sort of rooftop thing, though, I think came from being really influenced by Mary Poppins when I was a kid. Mary Poppins is the first movie I remember seeing, and there's a lot of Mary Poppins in a lot of my videos. One thing, these costumes are straight from Gorey. One thing I had a problem with in transposing Gorey into cinema was that Gorey has no close-ups. Gorey is all master shots. So like this shot, for instance, which is a close-up of a wider image, I couldn't think how to frame it, because when you look in Gorey, there are no close-ups. He just creates a series of master tableau, and I was really having a hard time figuring out how to do coverage if you're trying to recreate a Gorey image. I like the idea that this little girl is so androgynous. Some people thought that it was a little boy. Beautiful little girl named Martha, who I haven't seen since. She's probably grown up now. So some of this is gory, and some of this is just sort of Gorey-esque. I love that it's just this hermetically sealed universe. It's so beautifully designed, and that's part of the appeal probably of Gorey as well, is it's so hermetic. It's just nothing exists outside of this bubble that he's created, this sort of antique, wise, funny, dark. It's just got everything for me.